Atheism is not a choice in the sense of I chose something to believe, like I pulled this belief out of my ass. Ooh, look, the truth! No, that's not how it works. We chose to accept reality.
Because you'd be far better employed reflecting on the fact that your deeply held beliefs are really nothing more than an accident of birth. The parents that you happen to be born to and the stuff they happen to believe in is now doubtless what you believe in. Had you been born elsewhere, you'd believe other stuff, and this stuff you would consider heretical and false. Yet in both cases, yours would be the only true religion. How are you not embarrassed? So no, thank you. I don't...
But earlier in my life, my dad tells me now that I was also questioning God. Not in the same way, though. I was little and I couldn't think complex thoughts, but I was always wondering, like, is God in my glass? Because they kept telling us God was everywhere. Or is God in this box? I didn't know. It makes me think now. I always had a little question in my mind whether what I was thinking was real.
I want you to know something. This is sincere. I want you to know, when it comes to believing in God, I really tried. I really tried. I tried to believe that there is a God who created each of us in his own image and likeness, loves us very much, and keeps a close eye on things. I really tried to believe that, but I gotta tell you, the longer you live, the more you look around, the more you realize something is fucked up. Something is wrong here. War, disease, death, destruction, hunger, filth, poverty, torture, crime, corruption, and the ice capades. Something is definitely wrong. This is not good work. If this is the best God can do, I am not impressed.
Complete idiot. But a lot of stupid people do have faith because they're stupid. For the simple reason that believing is a hell of a lot easier than thinking. It takes time and effort to acquire knowledge, whereas any fool can acquire faith instantly and effortlessly. If it took effort, most people wouldn't bother with it. That's why it's all about lazy stuff. Submission, surrender, don't ask questions. Let your moral values be handed to you on a plate, like a baby. Let ignorance be your crowning virtue, so that every piece of rational truth or common sense that comes your way becomes a test for your faith, and the more you resist, the more virtuous you are. Let that faith swell up inside your mind like an airbag, pushing out everything else, and then all your questions will be answered. Isn't that reassuring?
Think about this for a second. Let's say that someone came up with a crackpot theory that there was this seismic, Lovecraftian being living at the heart of the moon, the core of the moon, you see, and his name is Lunos, and he watches us through his giant telescopic lens, and he watches all of us. If he sees that we're doing the magical moon dance, moon, 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 then he bestows upon us magical moonbeams of happiness and joy and love, and fills our lives with just elation, and oh, we're so happy because we got the moonbeams. Oh, they're so orgasmic, they're so lovely, they're so beautiful, they shine upon me, Lord. Oh, Lunos, Lunos. What would you think of that person who believed that? You'd think they were fucking crazy, right? You'd think they were fucking nuts. Yeah, you would. Because that is crazy. That's absolutely fucking batshit insane. But what if a billion people believed it? Yeah, that's right, it would still be fucking crazy.
Truth. And they want to set me straight about that using, guess what? Scripture. And because I don't want to hear any of this, I'm close-minded, apparently, which is a novelty. Being called close-minded by religious people is a bit like being called yellow by a bunch of bananas. But in this case, I have to admit, there's some truth in the accusation. The fact is, I'm so close-minded that I'm only prepared to engage with reality.
And then, let's enjoy ourselves up again. Now, to start off, I'd like to categorically state that there is probably no God. The scientist Richard Dawkins once stated that you don't have to be a scientist, you don't have to play the Bunsen burner, in order to understand enough science to overtake your imagined need and fill that fancied gap, ergo God. The probability of God existing is very small indeed, and our need of him no longer exists. As the featured journalist Harsh Navesha once put it, one of the oldest purposes of religion was to explain the mysteries of nature. However, nearly all of these mysteries, so-called, have been answered. What are the stars and the sun? Why is the sky blue? Where do babies come from?
Any more
convincing in the telling, but that doesn't seem to register with you, does it? If somebody tried to sell me a car and I decided it wasn't for me, I wouldn't expect that person to return the following day and try to sell it to me again, especially if it was an invisible car. If they did, they would be dismissed in very short order and they would not be given any.
So what exactly is the fucking function of this God asshole? What exactly is he doing? What's his purpose? You know, he's not like that fan over there that keeps me cool. He's not like these headphones that enable me to hear sounds that don't bother anyone else. The only fucking purpose that people come up with when you ask them what exactly is the goddamn function of this God character that you people seem so fond of, most of these motherfuckers will just tell you that God provides them with a sense of comfort and purpose and meaning in their lives. You know, I resent the fuck out of that as an atheist. I don't understand how you feel some fucking great purpose all because you're under the oppressive whims, you know, that everything you do is being watched and cataloged and judged by some fucking cosmic overlord that is the ultimate fascist that you can never escape, who fucking just...